appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us on CoreTV News on the hour. I am Ebulomo Adekunle. Adamawa State Governor Balangilari has admitted that the security situation in the state is getting out of hand, with 5 local government councils in the hands of Boko Haram insurgents. He, however, is convinced that the development could be reversed with the deployment of more troops to secure the state. Ngilari, who was speaking with State House correspondents on the sidelines of a power sector event at the banquet hall of the presidential villa in Abuja, added that the situation is being managed. On the alleged takeover of the hometown of the Chief of Defense Staff, Alex Badi, the governor said the insurgency should not be reduced to a personal situation. He also maintained that the search for a solution to the security challenge should not be left to the government alone. The army authorities have released 42 detainees who were found to have been wrongfully detained as Boko Haram members. The 7th Division of the Army headquarters in Maiduguri, which released the suspects, explained that the detainees have been cleared of links with the insurgents. The detainees, who include 3 foreigners, were handed over to the Borno State government. Kashim Shatima were given 100,000 naira each. The governor also gave an unspecified cash donations to the suspects and ordered that some of them be employed as tailors in the state's civil service. It's, however, not clear how long the suspects were held before they were cleared of links to Boko Haram. President Goodluck Jonathan has continued to enjoy support from different groups across the country. Latest group to push for his candidature is the Clarion Call Initiative for Goodluck, which says the president has done well, especially in agriculture, education and power. The pro-Jonathan group also wants Nigerians to shun politics based on religion and ethnicity.
In pursuance of our objectives, after careful observation of his humble background, pedigree and achievement of our president, we, the members of Clarion Call Initiative Goodluck Ebele Jonathan 2015, decided to support his re-election because, from our point of view, he is a president that has performed credibly well in spite of all the challenges facing the nation. GEJ's administration has constructed over 45,000 kilometers of roads. You will agree with me that today, Nigeria has reached an unprecedented 60% sufficiency in rice production, a feat which the Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO, recently described as capable of raising world rice output to record high.
PDP presidential aspirant Abdul Jalil Tafawa Balewa says he has finally picked up the party's nomination form several days after he was initially turned down. He confirmed this in a telephone interview with CoreTV News after his media aide had initially broken the news through a text message. The presidential aspirant said his campaign team had received the form on his behalf on Thursday from the party secretariat in Abuja. Ahead the primaries, which will produce the PDP presidential flag bearer in 2015. The news came as a surprise as journalists had converged on the secretariat since 12 noon when he was slated to show up, but there was no sign of him or his team. This is coming several days after President Goodluck Jonathan officially picked up his nomination form, signaling his intention to contest for re-election. Leadership newspaper publisher Sam Nda Azizaya has collected the presidential nomination form of the All Progressives Congress. This brings to 4 the number of aspirants that have backed up their presidential intention by picking nomination forms. Speaking after paying the 27.5 million naira fee, Nda Azizaya says he was bringing big ideas into the presidential race. He argued that President Goodluck Jonathan was failing because he has been running a country of over 170 million with small ideas. The APC presidential aspirant, however, pledged to support the party's choice of candidate if he failed to pick the ticket.
The time for work is now, and I also, by the way, I want to thank you for calling everybody to order, ensuring that all the aspirants work together and doing everything you can to ensure that there's no rancor. Of course, this in all human endeavor, there might be some form of rancor, but this chairman has spent every power at his disposal to ensure that everything comes out well, and we have assured him publicly that, especially we that are contesting for the presidency, we are going to work by the rules. We are going to ensure that it comes out well, without any rancor, in the interest of our party and in the interest of this nation, because we know how important it is for our party to win the next coming election.
Each and every one of you capable of giving this nation the kind of direction that it so badly needs. Each of you capable of providing leadership that inspires, because you have to inspire a people to believe in you, to believe in themselves, and to believe in the country. Without that, they will sit at home supine, looking at you. Inspirational leadership is key. Leadership that can motivate is key. Leadership that people can believe in is key. And that is what each of you is providing, and that is what the APC stands for.
An internal crisis has erupted in the ranks of the All Progressives Congress in Kaduna State, with the Deputy Chairman Danladi Wada accusing Party Chairman Barnabas Bantex of sundry offences. Speaking at a news conference in Kaduna, Wada accused the APC State Chairman of promoting the interests of one aspirant over others. He also claimed that Bantex refused to call a meeting of the state executives, but went ahead to submit the name of former FCT Minister Nasir El-Rufai as member of the APC Board of Trustees without due consultation. Wada, who addressed the media alongside some aggrieved APC members in the state, said they decided to speak out after all other avenues for presenting their complaints and grievances had been exhausted. The All Progressives Congress is certain that the defection of former Ogun State Governor Olusegun Oshoba and federal lawmakers in the party to the Social Democratic Party would not affect its chances in 2015. The party, however, expressed shock at the steps taken by the members. APC spokesman Lai Mohammed said in a statement that the shock stemmed from the fact that efforts are on to reconcile the aggrieved members in the Ogun State chapter of the party. The party expressed hope that the defecting party members will return, but added that no party member can hold it to ransom. The Lagos government has urged residents of the state to turn out in their large number during the distribution of the permanent voter cards slated to commence this weekend. The state governor, Babatunde Fashola, had in a statewide broadcast on Wednesday queried INEC over the drop in the number of eligible voters by INEC for the 2015 general elections. Oluwaseyi Adegoke was at Lagos State Voters Advocacy Stakeholders Forum and filed in this report.
Is electricity important to you? Is education of your children important to you? price of food important to you?
These questions by the Lagos State Governor no doubt was expected to elicit the same response. They are questions that will feature more in the days ahead as the electioneering process opens up ahead the 2015 general elections. And for the advocacy gathering, these basic social amenities are part of the reasons why the people of Lagos must participate fully in the INEC-backed program coming up between 7th and 9th of November. The Secretary to the State Government, Oluranti Adebule, says awareness on the distribution of the permanent voter cards is of utmost importance.
To determine our servant leader, and invariably a personal and communal aspiration from the ward level to the presidency in the short and long term depend on our votes. We have to use it wisely, but not after we have ensured our eligibility by validating our names and other particulars and obtaining our PVC from INEC at the designated polling units.
For his part, Fashola says the political consciousness of the people of Lagos has risen positively.
What tomorrow looks like will be a measure of what we do today. Elections have started. Make no mistake about it. The time to choose will be next year in February. But elections have started. Because what will happen in February will be to go and cast ballots. In February, we will not be able to register again.
The awareness advocacy gathering enjoins the INEC to be fully ready to distribute the PVCs in all local governments in the state in order to ensure free and fair elections next year. Oluwaseyi Adegoke, CoreTV News, Lagos.
It's the CoreTV News on the hour. We'll take a break and we'll be right back with more. Don't go away.
There is an Ebola virus epidemic in some West African countries. The Nigerian government wants you to be aware and watch out against the spread of Ebola in your community. Help keep our country safe and watch out for severe cases of fever, headaches, diarrhea, chest and abdominal pain, sore throat, cough, red eyes and bleeding from the eyes, ears and nose, especially when these symptoms are found in persons coming into Nigeria from other West African countries. Protect yourself. Wash your hands regularly with soap and running water or use a hand sanitizer. Avoid contact with the blood, urine, feces or saliva of animals like bats, monkeys, gorillas, chimpanzees or infected persons. The Ebola virus is deadly. Don't catch it. Don't spread it. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information.
Thank you for being there. And for more news and other information, you can visit our social media platform on Facebook, facebook.com/CoreTV News. On Twitter @CoreTV News NG. And on YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV, leave a space, then news. The Governorship Election Petition Tribunal, hearing the petition of the People's Democratic Party over the August 9 Osun governorship election, has adjourned its sitting till next Monday. This was contained in the tribunal's report made available to journalists in Osogbo, the state capital. Counsel to PDP and the Independent National Electoral Commission, however, differ on inspection of
for the purpose of bringing our witnesses from various parts of the state in areas we are complaining about, this matter should be adjourned till Monday. The court agreed with us that that is the position. On Monday, we should present our witnesses for the purpose of taking off within the next 14 days, commencing from Monday.
The tribunal formulated the issues from the issues formulated by the parties, and basically it boils down to whether the petitioner could be declared winner at the end of the hearing of the petition based on the documents before the court and evidence later to be tendered.
Our grounds with INEC is that the pace at which we are allowed at the INEC office for the purpose of carrying out our inspection, we are not likely to finish on time. That if we are granted the opportunity of more hands at INEC office, within the next 3 or 4 days, we'll be able to complete all that we need to do.
INEC has been utmostly cooperative with the petitioners and other parties in this petition. As it stands, the matter is resolved. The matter is resolved.
Councils to both parties commented on the presence of former governor of the state, Olagunsoye Oyinlola, who also appeared as an APC council.
Governor Olagunsoye Oyinlola is a very brilliant mind, and is a lawyer, who is competently called to the Nigerian bar. And we have found him very useful in the course of prosecuting this petition. He's a veteran too in defending election petitions.
Former governor is merely being introduced in his capacity as a legal practitioner, not as the former governor of a state. But I believe he was personally introduced jokingly, not on a serious note of really making an issue out of it. Because by order of hierarchy, he was a former governor, but he's still a junior lawyer as far as legal profession is concerned.
Major issues slated for determination before the tribunal include whether the August 9 election was free and fair by INEC and if Rauf Aregbesola is the true winner of the poll. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has expressed concern that 70% of the population of northern Nigeria are illiterates. Atiku, who spoke at a public presentation of a book titled Rethinking the Legal Framework for Rights of Women and Girl Child, also noted that a large portion of the illiterate population are women. The presidential aspirant of the All Progressives Congress thereafter proposed free compulsory basic education for all children under 18 as part of steps to promote the rights of women and the girl child.
National reports and studies initiated by non-governmental organizations always show that girls as a rule have lower literacy rates, receive less health care, and are often more impoverished than boys. The UNESCO estimates that over 100 million girls in low and middle income countries cannot read a sentence. A 2012 Gender in Nigeria report placed Nigeria at 118 out of 134 countries in gender equality index. A very poor and embarrassing record indeed. Put in simple English, it means we are not treating our women and girls well. And that is not nice. Consider the following. In Nigeria, about 38% of the female population lack formal education, and only 4% have higher education, against 25% and 7% for males. The northern part of Nigeria has the highest rate of illiteracy at 70%.
Another break now, and we'll be back with more. Stay with us.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Many thanks for being there. Akwa Ibom State's Governor Godswill Akpabio is convinced that the 30,000 capacity stadium in Uyo is one of the best in Africa. He also hopes the stadium would enhance business opportunities in the state. The governor said this while speaking with journalists inside the ultra-modern stadium in Uyo ahead its inauguration.
What I had in mind was to build a world-class stadium, a world-class international stadium that will be a pride to all Nigerians and to all Africans, a place that will give us respect, so that when people come from Spain, who are used to playing in fantastic stadium, and they come from the United Kingdom or they come from Germany, when they enter here, they will say, wow. so this can be done by Africans. That was actually the concept. We wanted to make sure that we don't just produce a stadium because other states in the Federation have built stadiums. We wanted to ensure that we produce something that was in tune with my administration's belief in uncommon transformation. So we wanted to bring out an uncommon stadium that has never been seen before in West Africa. But seeing it on the ground as it is a little bit intimidating. It's slightly overwhelming. and to some extent, I hope the beauty and the splendor of the stadium itself will not affect the ability of the sports players. Because, for instance, if a footballer comes in here, he may get lost in the beauty of the place and forget that he should concentrate on the football. That's the only problem. They may get lost trying to, take pictures and post in a place that they've never seen before.
The final day of the Nigeria League season has been moved by a week to Sunday, November 16th, according to the league management's company. The LMC announced this change in dates on its official Twitter handle on Thursday. Sunday, November 9, was earlier slated by to be the final day of the 2013-2014 season. This change is now expected to take into consideration the controversial match between Giwa FC and Nasarawa United. Nasarawa walked over Giwa last week only for the LMC to order for a replay on Thursday, which Nasarawa vows not to honor. Warri Wolves are in a close race with Giwa and Nasarawa for a ticket to next year's CAF Confederation Cup. And this has been threatened. They would not be in Lafia to take on Nasarawa should the Lafia club fail to play the controversial match against Giwa in Abuja. The shift in dates will also allow for all the clubs to enjoy the services of some of their best players who will feature in a friendly on Friday against Ghana at the brand new Akwa Ibom International Stadium in Uyo. And now outside Nigeria, a public row as a reason over which U.S. commando fired the fatal shot that killed Al-Qaeda's leader Osama bin Laden more than 3 years after his death. Ex-Navy SEAL Robert O'Neill, 38, has told the Washington Post in an interview that he fired the fatal shot. This, however, contradicts the account of Matt Bassett, a former SEAL also involved in the raid, in a 2012 book. The Al-Qaeda leader was killed in a 2011 Navy SEAL raid on his compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan. Navy SEALs usually abide by a code of silence that forbids them from publicly taking credit for their actions. O'Neill, who retired in 2012, had previously told a story anonymously to Esquire magazine. He was scheduled to reveal his identity in a television interview later this month, but news of the interview angered other former SEALs. A website run by ex-Special Forces personnel published his name preemptively, apparently in protest at his decision to claim credit for the shooting. O'Neill said he and another member of the team, whose identity remains secret, climbed the stairs to the 3rd floor of the compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan, and saw bin Laden poke his head outside the door of one of the rooms. And that's it for this hour. Do join us again, top of the hour, for more. Thank you for watching. I am Epulomo Adekunle.